Lights out, we're underway. It's Motorsport Republica podcast.
Shabs. We're back.
James Shaw. Big weekend.
Mate, big weekend. We were down at our spiritual home, Phillip Island.
We made a visit to the ASBK boys down there. It was, man, I was telling you, went to the gate, paid my $45 entry, which I was half surprised about. And then I said, Jimmy, I don't know if this is going to be worth it, but we caught up with the boys. And the rain just did not stop. And
Sideways.
I said to James, we're standing on the top of pits. It is freezing cold, windy, howling wind, the biggest tailwind I've ever seen in Phillip Island before.
Yeah.
And unknown conditions. I think one of the boys was getting interviewed on the grid. He goes, I've never even ridden this bike in the rain. And I was like, James, I just got my money's worth. Because the intenseness you were feeling before the start of that race. Yeah, it was...
you were really, like, pumped and amped.
Yeah, I was pumped because I'm like, this is motorsport to a T for me. Like
pure motorsport,
just
not
so
fancy.
Unknown, just so unknown. I mean, these guys, they all work full time. That's not their career. They love it. They're so passionate. And then going into that first corner, no idea how much grip you have.
Yeah. And it wasn't like a full wet track. It was just like, it was wet, but it wasn't...
There was no standing water.
Nah.
Well, the wind was so high that there wouldn't be a chance of having standing
Rain
water.
was literally sideways.
So you just didn't know where the grip was. And then...
and shout out to the fans that were there standing in the rain, sideways in Phillip Island, freezing cold.
It was a good turnout for that sort of day. So well done to ASBK. Hopefully, get some growth. Get some growth from there. Because we love having a homegrown competition.
Yeah, no, we do. And
so important for the kids as well.
Yeah, we love supporting all the bros and, all the races there. But it was fun to be down there. It was a laugh. It was just typical Phillip Island where I was there on the Saturday and it was beautiful conditions. And then we rock up on the Sunday and it's just raining sideways, freezing cold. Just how it is, isn't it?
That's how it is. That's Melbourne though for you, I suppose, all around. So.
And shout out to we're at the pub on Saturday night. Shout out to Caleb. Happy 30th. Caleb came over and watched the sprint race with us. Yeah, good fella.
Big C train came over. And we had a good night. And it's Phillip Island on a Saturday night, probably in the winter. You don't expect much. Half a nursing home, that pub, but. It'll come alive in a few weeks' time, October 20th, MotoGP. So it's going to be exciting.
100%.
Yeah, it's a good little, not even an entree, I'm going to say like a little appetizer.
Yeah, it was a good little appetizer. Yeah. Sunk some Guinnesses on that Saturday night.
Well, that's a big plus. They serve Guinness now, which is awesome.
Bro, how was watching the sprint race there and it was not even on HD and we were just watching coloured blurs?
It was like 480p.
It was like 480p.
It was like going back when you're in, watching on your MP4 player in bed.
What were you watching on your MP4 player in bed, mate?
Trish Stratus on a boat or something like that. Downloaded from LimeWire.
That would have destroyed your parents' computer.
So many viruses.
So many viruses. It was a good night. It was shout out to the North Pier Hotel.
Yeah, and we wouldn't be here, James, sitting here right now if it wasn't for our partners, Motor Heaven.
Yeah.
We want to thank you guys down there. And please get involved if you're after any motorcycle or Bike Heaven for cycling gear as well. And YouTube, like, subscribe. And guys, Patreon's getting bigger and bigger. We really appreciate the support on that. So for extra chats, which we'll be doing tonight as well.
Every week.
Talk about some more controversial topics and just have some extra chats of the event of the weekend. So
it's good. We're obviously doing Patreon now every week, every Monday, straight after our pod, and it's been fun. It's been fun. It's just a bit of a different dynamic. We were probably a little bit more looser, and it's a bit of a laugh. So
yeah, exactly.
It's good. 100%. Jump on board.
You want to mention Pete?
Yeah. Shout out to Airshot Media. Pete does a lot of our videography stuff as well. So he's one of the best in the business in Melbourne. And really, really, really good at what he does. Loves it. Airshot Media. Check him out on Instagram. He's the man.
Beautiful. All right, let's jump into results for MotoGP. This is our MotoGP show today.
Yes, we should mention that. This is a pure MotoGP show. And then if anyone wants to listen to a Formula One show, that will be another episode, which you'll easily see anyway on Spotify and YouTube and all that.
Beautiful. So that'll be coming up next. Alex Marquez first. Incredible performance from him. Marc Marquez second. Bastianini third. Pedro Acosta fourth. Great to see the KTMs back up there.
Yeah.
Quartararo fifth. Iagura sixth. Pecco Bagnaia seventh. Luca Marini eighth. Miguel Oliveira ninth. And Jorge Martin squeezing into the top 10. So very, very interesting results. And a very different top 10 than what we thought it was going to be. Oh, well, I did personally.
Yeah, I think. Oh, look, I think both of us. It was. Look, I've been saying this about Barcelona since I've started this podcast. Is it doesn't produce good racing, and it was a fizzer of a race. And as you said, we were speaking during it or afterward, whenever it was, and it was just as you said, a major cock tease of a race. Like nothing.
Yeah. We've got lots of comments. Did Marc not go hard, or did he let Alex win? I mean, I don't think that's the case, but
Man, I want to talk about that because I don't believe that at all. There's a lot of fake AI. Have you seen all the fake AI news articles about Valentino Rossi saying, like, accusing him, and it's like there's one of Davide Tardozzi going back at Rossi about it. It's crazy. It's craziness. But there's no way in hell that Marc Marquez is letting anyone win, let alone his brother. It just doesn't happen. He hasn't done it for the past 10 races he's won in a row, or whatever it is. It's just, you could tell that he was pushing, and as he said, if it wasn't his home track, he wouldn't even want to race here.
No.
It's not his track. Getting second is more than enough for him. It was a safe bet. And you could see him going into that big, long kind of like hairpin, whatever it is, at the end of the back straight. Even he was losing the back end of that bike. And he just said, all right, that's it. I'm taking second. Like, he's not letting his brother win. He is the last person on that grid to let anyone win. Everyone should know that. It's just, I don't get that. I really don't.
Yeah, I think people are just frustrated with the domination. They shouldn't be, but they are. It's I was talking to someone today about domination of siblings and who we've had over the years. And really the only siblings who have dominated in motorsport, in the recent times, I mean, Hunter and Jet obviously in the same aspect now, but going back, it's really just the Williams sisters that I can think of
in tennis.
Who've just absolutely dominated
a sport.
Dominated a sport. It's going back in history. It's really them, and then obviously you've got the two Marquez and the two Lawrence brothers. I mean, it doesn't happen. This is the thing. It does not happen. This is such a rarity in the world. So, and the history of sport. So you just have to appreciate it. And Bagnaia is not doing anything to help his cause. Tensions rising as well, James, in him and the Ducati camp. Tardozzi came out and said some words. So it's really interesting to see how that plays out going towards the end of the year as well.
Well, Tardozzi basically came out and said, like, we've tried our best to help him. We've tried our best to help him, but he has to help himself at the same time. Yep. The bike is there. Like, the bike is a winning bike. It's clearly a winning bike. And it goes back to what we were saying last week, Tom, is the Ducati a success or a failure? But in any way, like, he's a two-time world champion, so he's better than being 21st on the grid.
This goes back to the GP24.
You're right, Curdy?
I was just going to say he went from 21st to 7th.
He did go 21st to 7th, but he's better than 7th as well. He's a podium getter.
Yeah. This goes back to the GP24, in our opinion, I'm going to speak on behalf of you, is going to be the best motorcycle that's ever been made. And you have to look at, this is the barometer of all tracks. It's a test track. There was no rain. And Marquez was up his ass all race, okay? And Alex still wins the race. A GP24 is winning in those conditions in 2025, halfway through the season. This does not happen.
Yeah, that's a great point.
It does not happen. It is you got Silverstone, it was that really slippery surface. You've got Aragon, which is the new track. You've got all these different tracks that, the GP24 being used to that bike might have been an advantage, but they've been there testing. They were testing this bike at the start of the year. Alex came out and dominated testing, as we all know, back when they first went there. And everyone didn't believe he was going to do anything this year.
None of us did.
And if you did, you're lying.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it was just, he's done well in testing. Didn't even think anything more of that. And he's come in that same bike and beaten Marc Marquez in the next generation bike. It's the best motorcycle ever.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I haven't really thought about that take. And, there's only one bike I think can rival that, and that's the 03 Honda, that early 4 strokes. But yeah, going back to your point, like it's such a great point, and it's just kind of a shame that Morbidelli crashed. Furman, I think, had a long lap on the GP24 as well. So I would have liked to have seen how they would have gone longer in the race and later in the race.
Well, Digi got a podium in the sprint, didn't he? So
yeah, on the GP25,
that goes against Bagnaia's form as well, because there's speed there underneath him, and Bagnaia qualified 21st.
Crazy, man.
I mean, you've got I don't know what happened to him in first practice. I knew he had a really interrupted practice session, but you come out in practice too. You got an hour to put a lap in, and you finish between two test riders. I mean, what the hell? The guy's a 2-time world champion,
and won that race last year.
Yeah, and it's and his teammate. He obviously didn't win the race, but wow, you talked about last week about barometer. Yeah. I mean, this.
Yes, yeah.
It just. What is Alex the fastest rider in the grid at the moment? I mean, it's what a performance!
What a performance! But this has to be all in between the years of Pecco Bagnaia. Like, it's such an interesting thing to try and dissect with Bagnaia at the moment, because GG Delinger came out and he said, "Look, the 24 and 25 is not as far as what people think it is. So there has to be it has to be a mental thing of Pecco as well." And he said, like, no disrespect to those riders, I shouldn't be there, but he is there. And like, yes, he made it to 7th, and yes, there was 5 crashes in front of him, so like, he could be realistically 13th. But even then, like, 7th is still not good enough. Like, 7th is still not good enough to be a factory Ducati rider.
Not when there was only 16 finishes and you got 4 or 3 test riders on the field as well. I mean, it's still not good enough.
No, that's right.
A rookie still beat him.
Yeah.
Guru passed him with 3 laps to go. I mean, that just shouldn't happen. Bastianini was disappointing. He got up there and he was in the prime position behind the two Marquez boys. And obviously we talk about magic late race pace from him. And he just didn't know. He just went backwards, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't agree though. I don't think he's disappointing. I think he had a great ride. I think he's found something on the KTM. We talked about this track being a barometer. KTM got a 3rd and a 4th. They would have took that deal all day long, and I think Bastianini would have signed that at the start of Friday.
I'm surprised that Costa went for the soft.
Well, he tried the mediums on Friday, and then he tried it again, I think, on Sunday morning or Saturday. And just, he couldn't do it.
At the end of the day, I had in my notes, I said a Costa tyre gamble doesn't pay off. But I'm thinking to myself, it does. Because he gets out in front, gets a gap.
Yeah.
Yes, he's losing half a second a lap. But he might have been, if he was in the mediums, he might have been back in that pack. And as soon as you're back in that pack getting past every second corner, you're gone for
crash.
Or crash, So he got out, fresh air. Yes, Bastianini came in past him. I want to reflect on what I said before about Bastianini. Not a disappointing performance. Unbelievable performance. But for me, I was ready. I'm like, this guy is going to take it to him. And
just on that, maybe if he was fighting for race wins every weekend, but if he's only been in this position once or twice this season, he's like, I'm taking the points.
Yeah. You have to get the points. I mean, it's all eyes were on that team, obviously, with Gunter Steiner. They're taking over the team, $19 million. We'll talk about that in a sec. But all eyes were on him, and I think it's his first podium, isn't it, as well, which was a surprise.
Yeah, he got a sprint podium in Bruno, didn't he? But he didn't get the main race. I think Costa might have maybe.
He did.
Got that. So I think it's really good. I think it's really good for him. I think it's really good signs for KTM with what they've done that round, and a track that everyone knows. Everyone's basically got data on it.
Well, you talked about that last week. The cream rises to the top in Catalonia, and where KTM were at the start of the year, almost bankrupt as a business, to then getting a podium and pretty much the second best team now or especially in Catalonia they were amazing. Kudos to them to turn it around and
a little bit like Aprilia. They're turning it around like Aprilia, and they're really banking on that second spot now. Aprilia had a terrible weekend with the 2 factory riders. Well, pretty unlucky. Martin got taken out. Bez got taken out in the sprints.
They never had the pace though all weekend either.
But they never had the pace all weekend. So it's true. It's normally been their track.
When you don't have the pace in qualifying, then you become a target in the mid pack, and then it's hard to get out, hard to break out.
Yeah, and look, these manufacturers and riders are going to have bad weekends, so I wouldn't read too much into it. Realistically, I don't think it's a huge issue. For a one-off weekend where you have been taken out, you might not have the pace. Fine. That's it is what it is. T-Shabs, mate. We all know that you're Mr. Aprilia. You love riding. I want to know, where do you get your motorcycle gear from?
Mate, there is only one place I get all my gear from, apart from the guy down the street, and that's Moto Heaven in Moorabbin. Okay, they are a family-owned business, which we love. They always have the best prices.
Yeah.
And if I want to get something shipped to my house, it's free delivery over $150. So for me, it's really a no-brainer.
Right, so you get all the best gear. And then is it better than going to the dumb big corporate chains?
They don't care about you.
No.
You know, you can't call the owner of them to ask questions.
No.
Adrian's always on my phone list, and I can always call him to.
He's
to
always
help me out.
calling you.
He is definitely.
Yeah, no, I love it. So head to motoheaven.com.au where you never pay full price. They got all the big brands, super fast dispatch, ship anywhere around Australia. You can get whatever you want.
It's a no-brainer.
No brainer. But KTM, like, I hope they've really found something. They've obviously got a new aero package, which we all know about for the past couple of rounds, and it's obviously making a difference. Everyone's a lot happier. And it's a big thing now for Bastianini to be fast because he was the one that's been lacking the most. Yeah, he was the one lacking the most. He was even slower than Brad Binder for a lot of it. Now if he's up to speed, then you can tell that bike is a lot more rideable. Now the only issue is now Brad Binder's kind of the one that's hasn't pulled any results.
He was good in the sprint, really disappointing in the main race, and then obviously crashed as well. So I mean, back at 15th, dirty air. It happens all the time. As soon as you get caught out there, you're done.
Was he 15th in the main race?
Well, he was 15th at the time of the crash. He was up the back. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened to him at the start. I'm not sure if he had an incident or not. But he was out the back and then did the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah,
and I was like, wow, this KTM, this KTM's got pace. And then obviously he just binned it in a very fast spot. Down in the middle, that middle section, turn 6 or 7. So,
and they've got the talent on this bike. So it's good to see that they're actually progressing.
Interesting for Alex going back to that double win in Spain. He won a res, and then obviously Catalonia. It's amazing that being probably the big two tracks for the family. Obviously Marc winning in Aragon, but they're the two most notable tracks in MotoGP, I would say. Valencia's probably close, but yeah, I mean, it's great for him, great for the family celebrations. Great, so good seeing Gresini. I love that family aspect of that team. The girlfriend and the what's her name, the team owner.
Oh, I can't remember.
Frangelica. It was
a drink.
They got the hands and holding the hands and stuff. It's just, I love that. It's nice to see it. It's a family team, and it's owned by the Gresini family, and it's not. It's not a big corporation, I suppose. So.
Yeah, that's right. They just got a very, very good bike underneath them and two very fast riders. So it's really good to see, to be honest.
So interesting, just jumping off topic here, with Gunter Steiner. He's acquired the Tech 3 team with him, and obviously he's got some partners as well for 19 million euros, which I think, James, sounds cheap.
Oh, no, it does sound cheap.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't understand how that you buy a MotoGP for 19 mil when, I mean, Hervé Punchal, there must be something else, because for him to sell this team at this time when, Liberty Media are coming through and everyone's saying how important these grid spots are going to be, it's really surprised by that number. It seemed low.
It does seem low. We probably need to talk to MotoGP finance guy again about this. He probably knows more than us, but
he didn't seem too happy with the decision. It's, by the looks of his post, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, he just thinks it's all for show. There's no substance behind it. But
maybe
it's an interesting one. I mean, I think MotoGP would love that. Is MotoGP contributing to that $19 million? It's it's like when we talk to Chris.
Yeah.
Guys, if you got 45 minutes, listen to our probably an hour, isn't it? Chris Vermeulen podcast we released last week. Some really interesting points about tires, and obviously with MotoGP, they always they want different nationalities in that team. So interesting where the money goes. So
it is.
That's an interesting thing for me. Having him, he was the biggest personality for Drive to Survive. Okay, so you have to go look at yourself. Wow. This. They're gonna have a Drive to Survive style of show. We know this, and now you got the biggest star. So how does that happen? Like, it's a coincidence.
You know what? They're using him as the bridge.
Yeah.
Gunter Steiner is a bridge between Formula One fans and MotoGP.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bridge.
Sponsored by Bridge.
Sponsored by Bridge. Pasco Bales Spartans.
But it's you're right. It's, I think, as I touched on, it is technically for the show. Has he got some help from MotoGP to acquire this team?
Yeah, it's definitely, like, it's so obvious that it is for that, and he's going to be the face of the show. Like, let's predict it now. He's going to be the face of the show. He's on And just think of the sponsors it's going to attract. They're already obviously got Red Bull, biggest sponsors you can get, but I'm sure they make so much more money over those smaller sponsors as well.
I hope that team, like, I know they got 4 of the exact same bikes, but I hope they sort of still work in partnership and have their own identity, because I think X3 has really lost its identity this year.
Yeah, because I guess it's the same.
It just seems like 4 bikes from the same bloody pit box. I love maybe just a different paint scheme or just something that's a bit different, but yeah, it just doesn't seem like Gresini, and then you got factory Ducati.
If the money's rolling in, but
it just seems like they've lost their identity, and it's not, they're just saying that's KTM. Like, no one, the punter watching would just say, oh, there's 4 KTMs. There's not 2 Tech 3s and
that's
2
right.
factories. So,
and like they're fully factory back though, these Tech 3 KTMs.
Yeah.
Like it's a factory outfit really, which is fair. But like that's smart. It's smart for Tech 3. Like, it's a very smart move to either buy that team at 19 mil, and I think we know the sport's going to blow up. I don't think it's going to blow up like Formula One, but I think it's still going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And like you even look at the female fan bases I already see now with MotoGPs rising. Oh,
it's even our fan base is rising.
Yeah, well. I keep noticing it with us.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely changing. And that's the thing yes, more blokes have got into Formula One, but it's 60% of them who went to Albert Park last year were women, which is just crazy. So.
Crazy, but it's still going to be different. It's not going to be like the spectacle of Formula One. I just don't. It just won't be.
No,
it just definitely won't be. It's too different. It's still too different. But Gunter Steiner is going to be the bridge for the gap of those fans, and they're going to do everything they can to try and get those fans over because they bring all the money, mate.
Well, to be honest with you, could you... I can't pick a better person.
No, I'm with you.
He's so, charismatic and great personality, and, it's a perfect person to buy a team in MotoGP. I couldn't think of a better person. So,
do you think he's getting pushed by someone to do it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think, yes, he's shown interest, but from my opinion, MotoGP have gone, oh, this is perfect. Put in the 19 mil, we'll give you 5 and back or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just speculating.
Yeah.
Paraphrasing all the acronym things we say, James, in this podcast, so we don't get sued. But for me, that has to be the case. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. It's like a perfect scenario for MotoGP. It seems too good to be true.
It does seem too
good
to be
what?
true.
Who cares?
On a perfect team.
But who cares? I mean, if that's what...
I'm here for it.
If that's what it's going to be, if that's what it's going to take, let's get it happening.
I'm definitely here for it. It's gonna be very, very, and then it buys a team, and then Bastianini Tech 3 get a podium. Yeah, like how crazy.
It's just always shit like that happens. It's crazy. Love that.
You know what I liked about the end of that race though? Fans on the track should be necessary every post race. Yeah, it's a small thing, I know, but it's just a spectacle, man. It's like Monza.
Yeah, it was good to see. Monza's unbelievable. We'll talk about that later. But it is a cool thing. It's cool for the fans. It's a memory for the kids as well. Taking photos. I mean, we remember how cool was it when we ran on the track for the first time and stuff.
They're great.
Great memories. You picked up little bits of rubber off the tarmac and you kept them. You kept them in your pocket. You're like, how cool is this? And then, as you get older, it gets less exciting, but still so fun to jump on. It's
still so fun to see the podium. And you couldn't do that in Buriram. And Buriram missed that, lacked a little bit.
Yeah.
You can't jump on the track.
No, and it's it's because in Buriram they had the Hondas after
Honda Asia Talent Cup. Yeah. One of them caught fire.
Yeah, they had a delayed start. Remember?
Yeah, back end of the circuit.
That's right.
So, but yeah,
that was a hot day. That was the hottest day I've ever experienced in my life. That's the hottest day ever.
Well, you got Malaysia coming up. Apparently, it's supposed to be hotter.
Yeah, but everyone says that, but geez, we're in the Buriram.
How much hotter can it be?
How much hotter can it be?
Danby's listening to this going, mate, you don't understand.
Yeah. Oh, I said, Danby, I'm so excited to, do a track walk in Malaysia next month.
He goes,
Tommy, you're going to drop dead in the second quarter. You're going to drop dead.
Mate, you're not making it halfway.
Yeah.
You're going to get a golf buggy pick you up halfway.
It is the second.
Bro, imagine if you're walking the track walk and you're next to Pecco Bagnaia.
And I faint.
And you get picked up.
That'll be the best. I'll be like this. I'll be waving at the fans and stuff like they do. I'll have to get an ice
neck
vest.
brace on.
Get an ice vest.
Yeah, you should get one of them Alpine Stars ice vests.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, you can get one. Yeah, you can get them from Moto Heaven. They sell them.
Will I get free delivery?
Yeah, free delivery.
Fuck yeah.
Motoheaven.com.au. Get the ice vest.
That's a good. I'll do that.
Yeah, well, you should do that. That'd be so funny underneath your t-shirt.
That's been. That is absolutely mint.
Bro, how good was Quartararo this weekend? Shout out to Fabio Quartararo on a shitbox Yamaha.
Yeah, it's funny because you looked at Miller. Miller was down the back.
Got pushed out,
but down the back and made no progress. Oliveira, for some reasons, does good after he gets booted from the team.
I know, that's just always.
Alex Rins' first DNF of the year, which I couldn't believe. I'm like, he must have had a shocking year if he's never crashed in a race. I mean, that's just wild.
Is that for a Grand Prix race? Has he crashed out in sprints? He must have.
I couldn't tell you. He must have. We call him Alex Bins for a reason.
Yeah, and I've seen him crash.
Yeah, so
Must be sprints.
Yeah, amazing. Finishing second in obviously the sprint and then top 5 in the main. You simply can't ask for anything more from this guy.
Nah, you can't ask more than that.
So they're testing right now as we're recording this podcast on the V4 finally.
We might even have some news about that. Hopefully on our Patreon, we'll see if anything's been released.
True.
By the time we do that.
Then the V4 is debuting next weekend. So next weekend.
Yeah, Misano. Yeah,
Misano. So that's exciting. Again, even if it's not as fast, you just got to progress. You just got to keep trying stuff, and it makes perfect sense for them to bring this bike out. So
they just got to do it. They got to try. I cannot wait to hear what Quartararo's thoughts are on this V4. Imagine if he just punches out a lap record.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it never happened.
Fernandez had nothing but good things to say. So
yeah, they got to do it. They definitely just have to do it. But yeah, credit to Quartararo. He's making something out of that Yamaha, and on a tricky track, at least he's having a crack because it's been pretty sad.
Yeah, it's been an up and very much an up, a lot of downs, a couple of ups from him. But yeah, I think I still see a few. I mean, for me, it's not dead and buried at Yamaha.
Yeah,
I felt like Honda were in more of a hole a couple of years ago than Yamaha have ever been.
Yep,
and they've gotten themselves out of it, and they've top 5s and top 6s, and Zarco should have finished the race and been in the top
6.
5. Yeah. So for me, it's there's still light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, and Luca Marini, 8th on the Honda as well.
Yeah, just on that, how interesting was Chris Vermeulen the other day explaining how if you race the Suzuka 8 Hour, he really struggled to come back on the MotoGP bike, and he was saying that about Zarco. He had an amazing and Miller, amazing couple of rounds before Suzuka 8 Hour. They jump back on the MotoGP bike, and the results have been below par, especially for Zarco. I mean, he won a race, podium. So, and then hasn't done much, but then finally got it back this weekend. Yeah. But unfortunately, crashed with no warning at all on that front, isn't it? It's just, Yeah,
but that Honda, Marini's doing awesome. Me had a bit of a quieter one. We still had top 6s. They are progressing forward. I have no worries of Honda at the moment. Yamaha as a whole, it's Honda. I reckon it's Honda daylight then Yamaha. It's the only reason Yamaha is anywhere at the moment is because of Quartararo.
Yeah,
it's literally the only reason. But shout out to Marini. He's doing awesome. 8th and another top 10, I think. So I don't know. There's not much more you could do on that bike. Zarco obviously has been an exception, but
Mir had a shocker in qualifying from memory, so that's why he was up the rear end. But Aleix Espargaro got passed by Chandra, which is disappointing because Aleix Espargaro's got a broken rib, but I still thought he might just hang in front. So. That was my disappointment of the weekend.
Yeah, Chandra finished 6 seconds ahead of Aleix Espargaro. Fermin Aldeguer, who had a long lap, he's finished 13. Let's call it 14 seconds behind Fermin Aldeguer.
Yeah,
that's messed up. So essentially, he finished 14 seconds from second last.
But James, you know what? It's actually you've been a bit of improvement. Let's be honest. He's only lost. I mean, you lost 5 seconds in the. He's only actually lost 0.8 a lap, which is actually quite good for him.
It's bad, bro.
Oh, it's terrible. But the thing is, call it. You lose 5 seconds in the long lap because it was a long lap around the outside of turn 1. It's actually. He's actually coming back into form. I think Chandra. It's amazing.
Given the factory ride,
it's so funny because again, I'm going back to Chris's podcast during the week, and he was like, all those guys deserve to be on the grid, and James and I are nudging each other. Oh, mate, except Chandra. You got a MotoGP winner and a Super Sport World Champ, and he's he
still laughs about it.
It is laughable.
Yeah, it is. It's laughable.
Yeah,
and speaking of his seat though, no one's not Diego Moreira signed. Manny Gonzalez has re-signed for Intact GP, so. yeah, it's
Well,
they're
Jack
not
Miller
gonna-
signed. We haven't announced that. I suppose he's signed, and we
Yeah.
all knew that. And Rins is staying from all reports,
from all reports. So
which is just. I mean, that's showing how backwards his company is.
yeah,
I
I
mean-
mean, maybe they're locked. Maybe the contract's
Doesn't
tight.
matter. It doesn't matter. Oliveira's contract, and he's gone.
Yeah, I get what everyone's got different contracts.
Why
Yeah,
would
you're
you
right.
sign that guy?
I
All due respect, half a leg. You know, why would you sign him to a long-term deal anyway? Why
Yeah.
would he be on a multi-year deal? It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, seriously. Well, like, what do they think? Oh, we're going to lock Rins in for a multi-year deal? Why? No one's going to want him. Why
Wait.
the fuck would you lock him in?
Would you? Yeah, he's superbike
Just
bound.
put him,
afterwards.
put him 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. See if the leg improves. Not fucking multi-year. How fucking stupid's that?
leg.
Jesus Christ.
Leg.
Mic drop.
The leg. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. Unless there's like some random weird clause in there. Who knows? I'm with you though. But it all seems fishy that the whole Diego Moreira thing's just quietened up again. It's like they re-signed, like Chancha signs, bang, 1 more year.
Oh, wouldn't be surprised.
I would gouge my eyes out.
Yeah, because Cecchinello's got he's another mill under the
Yeah.
table from
Yeah,
the
and like
Japanese.
personal mill to
Yeah, look at
Lucio.
Cecchinello. Yeah.
Not team mill, personal mill under
Two
the table.
come, not one.
Yeah. Well, I only talking to come.
Yeah.
Bro, Ducati win constructors titles. Unbelievable race for that constructors championship. Ducati's won it.
Yep.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah, it was a shoe-in. We've at least got that right on our pre-season predictions.
Yeah, that's probably the one thing we've got right. That and Marc Marquez winning it,
True, we both picked that. Yeah.
which he can't win in Misano.
Yeah, which
It kind of annoys
the
me.
devil on my shoulder. Like, really would love to see the scenes of it. I mean, I think it's good the championship's going a little bit further. Obviously wrapped up in Motegi, which is interesting. I mean, it seems to be the race for him, doesn't it? It's
Honda's home track.
Honda's home track. And then what's after Motegi? We've got
Indonesia.
yeah, and then Phillip
Australia.
Island, and then Malaysia. So yeah, it's definitely not lasting until we're down at the island, unfortunately. And there are a lot of comments with that. A lot of people are going, buy tickets, and they're like, well, the championship's done. It's not as interesting. I mean, there will be a few people that it sort of,
Yeah, that's still a
Scares off.
spectacle to see it, man.
but people look for any excuse not to spend the money.
Or just not do something.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but the real fans will be there.
They're going hard on it though. I was driving through the city yesterday and they had big MotoGP billboards.
Yeah, they could probably do a few more things, especially getting us involved. But
Yeah, that's true.
Story for another day.
That's true. But yeah, I don't know. It would have been funny to see him win the world title and his 100th race in Misano. Like it would have been. Yeah, that's my devil on my shoulders. It would have been funny.
Yeah, but it's not. He still has not on 9. He's on 98, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still on 98.
Yeah, 'cause
that would
everyone's
have been 99.
Everyone's like, oh, he can win his 100th race, but he's still got to win.
Yeah.
And he didn't. So
Nope. Poor guy.
yeah,
Feel sorry for him.
Oh yeah. Poor fella.
He's
Jeez.
only just single-handedly done the most dominant season of all time. Morbidelli has got a practice penalty for FB1 for disobeying marshals.
Yes, I did see that today. So they told him not to cross the track, and he crossed the track. I'm assuming.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair enough.
And he gets a 10-minute penalty in FP1 next week, so he can't ride for 10 minutes. Which I would love to talk to a team or a rider and be like, is that even a penalty?
Yeah, I think it would be in practice qualifying would be a penalty, missing on the first 10 minutes. But for me, FP1, I mean, what if it might be drizzling with rain, it might mean nothing. But
It might mean nothing.
yeah. What's the session? It's an hour, isn't it?
It's 45.
Yeah, okay.
I think practice qualifying's an hour.
Yeah, practice qualifying's an hour. But for me, I mean, it's still a penalty. It's probably 25% of the time on there, just under. Might stop him doing a long run on like a soft tire or something like that, which, I mean, we know Acosta did that in this race. So, yeah, it depends. I mean, I think if you spoke to team personnel, they'd have very regimented,
True.
we're going to go on this time, so it really would muck up that. But for him personally, maybe not a huge amount.
Mate, he's Mr. Crashfest.
Yeah, man, he's... I mean, I think he... I don't know why I'm defending him here, but he did... the move wasn't on. Martin maybe could have given him a bit more space. He squeezed him slightly.
In the main race.
In the main race,
Yeah,
yeah.
there was a
Yeah.
race incident. I
Yeah.
could kind of understand that, but he took out
No, I'm talking about the sprint. He took out Martin in the sprint, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, he did too. Sorry.
Yeah, and Martin was clapping him.
That's right.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
I got
hard because what
confused.
happens is and I've never ridden a MotoGP bike.
Surely not.
But he's got full front brake. He's turning into the corner, and then he's just squeezing, and then eventually you have to brake more, and then you lose the front end, and that's exactly what's happened. So, I mean, you can't just expect a rider to move out of the way, obviously, but yeah, it's still his fault. Long lap penalty, simple as that.
Simple as that, mate. One last thing on Pecco Bagnaia. It's getting worse and worse. It doesn't pick up in the next... Like, do you see him... Like, just say we're... This is early predictions, obviously. But if we're in the same position halfway through next year and the heat's turned up, you reckon he's looking for another team?
Oh, I think so.
Getting pushed out. Actually, or would he be getting pushed out? It's probably better.
Well,
word.
bro, I think from Ducati, they got that young gun, good-looking boy, Firmin Aldeguer. They're going to want him in a factory ride, you know. And I think he in his contract gets a factory ride next year. So I don't know how that's going to work out.
I don't know how all that works out. Well, I would rather have Firmin Aldeguer than Digia on a factory bike.
Yeah, I think you got to go for youth as well. I just see him for some reason. I see him in blue. I just see him in Yamaha, the new regs 27.
It's a huge
him
call.
and Quartararo, just like that could be just a new. The problem is he's going from the best rider on the grid to the second best rider on the grid, arguably. Against Quartararo. What's my opinion on what's happened? Again, we're not experts, but he's been up against Martin. He's looked at Martin beats him in the sprint race pretty much in the last 2 years. He looks at Martin's data, comes in the main race, and then normally beats Martin. That was what happened a lot of the time. He's looking at Marquez's data and going, I can't do this. How is he doing this? And then he overrides the bike, and then he's just lost all confidence.
But then, as Chris Vermeulen said, going back to that podcast again, is why we talked about GP riders. Like, you know, sometimes it's good to look at the data, but how everyone rides is so different again that it's just not in your ability to ride. But like, I know we've spoken about it so many times, but this is a bike that's been developed by him, and I have no doubt that he could win on that bike. But I just really think it's a mental thing going up against Marc Marquez, and it's like even the media side of it. I'm always doing like editing and stuff for us, and I go on Ducati courses page on Instagram, bro. It is 85% Marc Marquez.
Yeah,
like it's just everything's just dominated by him now. Like he's the man. He's obviously the one they're all listening to now. Like he's gonna have the most dominant season of all time, just about. Like,
well, if it wasn't for Marc, Alex would be miles ahead in the World Championship.
Yeah,
and another embarrassing year for Ducati, from them factory team not winning.
So like it's. Obviously, it's going to mentally affect any rider, but to this degree is just interesting.
Oh, I never saw this happening.
Such a big talking
We saw Marquez dominating, but like all the pre-year talk was the battle between these two big dogs, and it just has not eventuated as we thought. Like, and then Alex comes from the clouds, you know, not showing anything. Like, let's be honest, he showed he had a sprint win in his career, a pole position, but really nothing. You know, he's had that many chances, and then he comes in and beats Marc Marquez on the best, like, you know, in that bigger form. And that's a crazy thing for me. But yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. I don't know.
He's just mentally dead. I mean, finishing. The qualifying was it's a sign, isn't it? He came 7th in the main race, but he was up to like 9th in the first corner. So realistically, he didn't really go through the field that well. And then he got passed by Igura. And then he just doesn't look like the same person on that bike. The braking for me, I mean, he was so hard to pass. He was so hard to pass. He was the best breaker in MotoGP, like by far. And then now he's just, again, I've said it 5 podcasts in a row. Fucking Binder or Costa passing him on the outside of that turn 3, in Austria. Dude, like that's impossible.
There's no front end stability where, again, Marc just seems to find it.
Even when Igura passed him, like he just lost the front and then the rear started waggling. I'm like, I don't know, he just gets frustrated and confidence is just gone.
It must be tense behind the scenes. Demizia.
Dude, it was tense. Demizia wouldn't be happy. She'd be jumping ship soon, I reckon. Far out.
Like, it must be really tense. Like, it must be.
Well, I think that's the problem, James, as well, is that family, that there'd be so much pressure. Like, both the sister and the wife are in there, can't even watch the TV. Like, so tense. And that was for years and years. And now he's not performing. They're not even on the TV anymore.
Nah.
You know, and they'll be thinking, what's going on, you know? La Familia breaking up.
Yeah, to you first.
Yeah.
But it's true. It's just such an interesting. I know I get it. Like I get it. We speak about it a lot, but I just haven't seen a drop off like it. I just don't remember a drop off like it.
Not from year to year. Not world champion to nowhere.
Yeah, not a double world champion that really could have been a triple.
Mir was the big drop off, but he again asterisk championship 2020. But for a double world champion, riding so well
on the best bike.
Yeah, on the best bike
of all the backing
with the best team.
Yeah, not language isn't a barrier.
And your teammate comes in and has the most dominant season of all time, and you finish 21st in qualifying. James Shaw, 21st.
I know.
Between test riders.
And like we spoke about it, if Marc comes in and just beats him, would that tarnish his? But he hasn't just beaten him.
Dominated
He's been
him.
Obliterated by him and Alex Marquez.
You know what? Like, I hope and pray he gets back on the horse and starts winning Grand Prix again. I really do. Because, if he finishes his... I know this is going to the future, but if he finishes his career like this, I mean, geez, from hero to zero overnight. It's amazing.
Yeah. And, like, it's not like we're trying to bash on Pecco Bagnaia, but I'm just trying to see it for what it is.
Yeah.
It would be saying... if that's all it is.
Yeah. We just need an hour with him. That's all we need. Get the marks out.
Jorge Martin, was the pass mark for him, 10th place?
No, I was disappointed for finishing 4th in that tight, twisty Balaton Park. I thought he was back, but I still struggled. But we'll see. I mean, it's an interesting time. I thought he'd be back at the front now, and I picked him up top 5, and he wasn't. But it's obviously that injury is a lot to get over. And the other thing is these other guys have had so much more time on these bikes where he hasn't. So.
Yeah, I don't think 10th is a bad, man. I think that's a pass for me for where you're at. Like he only returned back in Bruno.
Oh no, pass if we looked at it a few weeks ago. But then after him finishing 4th, it's sort of you hoped for a little bit more. Well, I did anyway.
Yeah, fair. It's he's a hard one to read, I guess, but he's getting points. It's not the worst thing in the world. I guess we got Moto2, big dog.
Yes, Moto2. I should probably get the results up, eh?
Yeah, standard procedure.
Moto2.
Kinet going flying through the gravel again.
Yeah, he got taken to the medical centre, didn't he? So, any news on that?
I think he's okay.
I suppose we would have heard, wouldn't we?
Yeah, no, I think he's fine. All
right, Moto2. Talk about a half an underrated gem, this Holgado. They haven't talked about him a lot this year, and he's had unbelievable results. So, Danny Holgado takes his first win with CF Moto. They continue their domination in the lower classes. Jake Dixon second, Danny Munoz third.
I know, the wild card.
Just that does not happen these days.
How many people got confused thinking David Munoz was racing?
Yeah, I certainly did. Manny Gonzalez, really solid effort. Obviously, his championship battle they were just diminished behind him, so he was taking it really easy, I reckon. Guevara 5th, Celestino Vieira 6th, Alonso Lopez. It didn't rip his tyres up like he did last year, which was nice to see.
Past 2 years, I reckon. That's something we just have never forgotten.
No, David Alonso 8th, Colin Via 9th, still performing really well, and Barry Bolthouse rounding up the top 10.
David Alonso coming from about 24th on the grid or whatever it was a good result.
But yeah, I mean, where do we start? Holgado, man, he's been so underrated. He has. I mean, we talk about him, but I just feel there's been so many. There's just so many promising young talents in this Moto2 field that he sort of gets forgotten about.
Yeah. Well, he came up with David Alonso last year, so both rookies.
Yeah. But James, in the recent years, this hasn't happened. Like these kids haven't come into Moto2 and performed straight away. It's really changed.
Okay. Well, I'll give you an example of a similar situation. So you've got David Alonso and Danny Holgado coming up. Only a couple of years, it was Guevara and Sergio Garcia. Sergio Garcia burst onto the scene, was winning races, definitely podium in his first year, then was leading the championship halfway through last year, which is his second year, and now dropped. And now Guevara, if you can go back to those results real quick,
5th or 6th, I think.
Yeah, is there again and looking speedy and slowly building himself up through Moto2. So, I've seen this before. We have seen this before. See, Shavs, I'm rolling around in a bit of a stinky car at the moment. How can you help me?
It doesn't surprise me, mate. Doesn't surprise me. James, I have the product for you, my friend. We have Motorsport Republica air fresheners. All your favourite drivers and riders.
Phil Marquez, Rossi, Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri.
All the famous ones we have. We've also got T-shirts in stock, so if you want to go run in your Motorsport Republica T-shirt, James, you're more than welcome to.
Can I sink beers in it?
You can do anything you want with it.
Ah, yeah, I like that.
So jump on to motorsportrepublica.com.au, and guys, it supports us, it supports the pod, and we really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it's Holgado. I mean,
But they're on the arguably the best team you can be for the lower classes, like CF Moto, Aspar.
I understand, but how much can you do with those bikes? There can't be that much.
I think it's just resources and data and analyzing and
Personnel.
I'm sure, personnel like Aspar and all those guys have like their own in Spain. Like they have their own like schools for mechanics, for data engineers. You know, they get the best of the best, and that's why to be on that Aspar bike, like you have to be showing so much talent. You know that you just don't get. That's the Repsol Honda for the lightweight class.
So Danny Munoz, unbelievable. Like
Took your boy on Tuesday.
he did, and I mean, obviously, I can say they've done a lot of laps around Barcelona, but they would have done a lot of laps around Barcelona. For him to come in and everyone thought he was going to rip the tires up at the start, which I thought he's going to do a Alonso Lopez.
I thought the same thing.
But he hung on. Third place.
And not crashing. Like, bro, you would just think that guy would crash. Like, someone would crash.
So he looks like he's going to take Intel Trans position of Diego Moreira for next year. So this kid's gone from, not having a ride to then coming in and then filling in for Dennis Onchu. Maybe he's already been in talks with Intel Trans, who knows? But then to get a full-time ride for next year, what a dream.
Yeah, it's great.
And so good. And you're right, Danny Munoz, and it's like there's too similar, isn't it?
Way too similar.
I'm sure people would have got confused by that. And he was racing last week last round, and it didn't do a whole lot. I think he was back 16th or 17th, which you fully expect when you're just filling in for someone, when everyone's had so much time on these bikes.
And it takes so long to get used to those bikes.
And comes in and was up to second, and then obviously he realised, hang on, the tyres are going off here, and just kept it and finished third. I mean, amazing result.
Going back to Danny Holgado real quick, I remember speaking to Jorge Martinez at the start of the year in Bangkok
Airport.
That's where we flew out from Buriram.
Yep.
Yeah. And, everyone's talking to him, and I'm talking to him about David Alonso, and he's like, yes, we've got David Alonso, but you can't, he didn't say this, but like, you can't sleep on Danny Holgado.
Yeah,
like,
paraphrase.
Yeah, paraphrase. Danny Holgado is an immense talent.
Yeah.
And he's been, just as consistent or more consistent.
Looks like a MotoGP set rider as well.
It's just interesting, like, Sergio Garcia, I had all my chips in on him halfway through last year saying this man is going to be MotoGP. So I just, yes, it looks like it, but you just don't know. This sport is so fickle.
It's amazing that, from leading a world championship one year to being dropped the next year,
doesn't make any sense.
You don't lose talent overnight.
I wonder if it's like, a lot of people said it's such a mental thing, and maybe it's a mental thing, and
an attitude
problem as well, because it
doesn't happen. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, you just don't think he obviously has so much talent. So just to be dropped like that doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe it is an attitude thing that we just don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah,
who knows?
I mean, that's from.
And these are young kids.
Yeah,
so they're not, bro. If things didn't go my way when I was 18, I would have cracked the shits.
You still crack the shits, but they don't go your way.
Yeah, I'm a control freak. but you know what I mean. Like, so. There's a lot of pressure on these kids that might have to support their families, or like a lot of pressure on just to race or sponsor commitments and to win races is, and to be fit. So having an attitude problem, like, I can kind of understand.
Well, we are just sort of...
But you got to be better than the guy next to you that doesn't have an attitude problem, and then get on with it as well, because that's what the best people do, and that's what the guys that make it to MotoGP are like.
It's only going to get harder. It doesn't get easier.
And especially if you're Spanish, there's 1,000 other Spanish kids ready to go. Maybe it's a bit different if you're Aussie or American.
Well, they said that. I mean, it's you sort of have half the token, which... we always thought, you have to be Spanish to be in the thing. But there are some spots, like they do want different riders.
100%. You can't just have a Spanish championship. So, I don't know. It is interesting in that side of it where, it could be an attitude problem. But, bro, for these young kids, it's still a hard life, and it's a lot of pressure for a guy where your brain isn't fully developed, you know, and there's a lot of eyes on you and publicity. It's a hard road. I think it really is a hard road. A lot of traveling, bro. You're never home. Like, you'd be homesick. You'd want to see your family. It takes its toll, man. Look at what's his name? Cito Pons' kid's now a Muslim walking through Pakistan, and he was a racer.
Yeah, that is wild. Those scenes, that scene of him being videoed on that street in Pakistan, like,
just slowing down his life.
Yeah, it's amazing. Some people just, I'm not going to say cook themselves because it's not, he's
got pipe works at the 10th degree.
Yeah. He's got pipe damage of some sort. But
that's it, pipe works.
It's the bloody Thomas Town Market pipe works.
It's the old motocross track.
Yeah, you're right. But you're so right, James. And like, yeah, I mean, half the devil on your shoulder goes, oh, these guys get paid and they live the life. The girls, riding bikes for a living. How cool is that? The other half's like, fuck, sometimes you want a normal life.
Yeah, but okay, you're right. But then we've spoken to a lot of these guys, and I don't think the guys in the lower classes, they're not like you and I, where from the outside and speaking to them, they're like girls and parties. That whole life is so regimented. So they're kind of, I don't want to say dweeby, but they're just very straighty 180 to a degree.
Hyperfixated autism.
Well, that's why they're very good at what they do.
You know what we're going to do, James? We're going to message Sergio Garcia.
Yeah.
And we're going to get him on the pod Zoom.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
All right. And let's find out the real story.
Yeah.
Because it could be completely wrong what we're saying.
Oh, we could be so wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, and remember, it's as you say, there's two sides of the truth, and then what is it? Two sides. Every story's got a side, and the truth's in the middle. I think that's what you say, isn't it?
Yeah. Loosely. All right,
slips.
All right, let's get on to Moto3. Angel Piqueras first. Great race, by the way. Awesome race.
Great race.
Jose
Saved
Antonio Rueda second. Amazing from him after the long lap.
Yeah.
Tayo Furisato third. David Almanza fourth. Adrian Fernandez fifth. Guido Pini sixth. Jolie Calso seventh. David Munoz eighth. Yamanaka ninth, and Valentin Peroni rounding out the top 10.
The most Argentinian, Argentinian.
The other way around. Look, great race. Super disappointed for Joel. He qualified second on the grid and just got bumped out of it.
Beaten up.
About 4 or 5 laps into it, or maybe even earlier than that. He just couldn't get back through. Jacob Rulston, on the other hand,
was looking quick.
Probably the best race we've ever seen him, and then the engine blows up. I mean,
spewing
for him, but you know what? Spewing, but at least there's some light there, and he's just on the cusp. Like, he's just almost there, and hopefully he can find some form, and coming to these overseas races soon can really put up, podium pace. I mean, also, it's just so hard, James. Like,
so hard.
It's so hard to stay there in that pack for 20 laps and then have announced to get up the front and not get past on the straight, because like they just get like Colso. He was up in the back slipstream of someone and just made no inroads. Yeah. Just had never has pace on the straight. And you look at this kid, he's tiny. Like, how small these other kids must be. I mean, he just needs to get on a Moto2 bike. I just needs it for next year. So hopefully for him.
And some bikes are just quicker down the straight than those Moto3 bikes.
Yeah,
whatever they do, the resources.
He's never ever had pace on the straight though.
No, you're right.
He's never had pace on the straight, and it's always been a big thing for him. Like, you never just see him flying past someone on slipstream. Never see it. And you need that to win races in Moto3. You need it.
Shout out to Rueda, but
oh, amazing! Yeah, he's the new young gun. Like, he's the new kid on the block that we, same category as your David Alonso's and Acosta's.
Jeez, that's a big call.
Oh, he's had an unreal season. Yeah. I mean, no one will have a season like David Alonso will has ever. Like, that might never happen again. But he's been there every single race.
Just about, yeah, just about.
But they need to stop being slow on these. They get it. Just get out of the way. Like, slow on the racing line. I mean, that's what his penalty was, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's just so standard Moto3. Yeah. It's just built in them to do that, and just to hold everyone up and to tail people.
But I think 16 of them got caught, and then 8 of them was their second event, so they had long laps or whatever it was. So, or I know it was a grid penalty, wasn't it? I think so.
You can't breed it out of them. It's like cycling and blood doping. Can't breed it out of them.
Nah.
It's just part of the sport. It's exactly what it is. But to do the long lap and still come back and then get seconds. Piqueras needed that win as well. That's only his second year in it as well. He's a year and a half in. So there's a lot of talent that's coming through, and there's only, as we say, there's only a certain amount of grid spots.
Yes, there is. There is. Alrighty. World famous hot takes.
Yeah, you're on for this one, mate.
All right. First of all, our boy Caleb _Bedville, I think it's the same Caleb we met.
Well, let's say it is. How many Calebs are
Marc
there?
Marquez let Alex win.
Ridiculous. We've spoken about it.
Yep.
Absolutely ridiculous. There's no way if anyone's going to let anyone win, it's Marc Marquez ain't that man. I've said it before. He would knock his grandma over. He'd take his grandma out to win a race.
Yeah, now we had probably 6 or 7 hot takes of that exact same comment. So there's a lot of people out there. Mark had the pace, didn't want to risk it, I think is the other big thing said today. But at the end of the day...
That's a fair statement, though. Maybe he had the pace but didn't want to risk it. Like, maybe he could have pushed, but I was watching him go into those corners and the back was lifting and...
A lot of tires.
Why risk it to... he's got nothing to... It's not worth it. And... Alex Marquez just plain and simply had the pace. Like, why try and hurt yourself for that? And it's definitely not because it's his brother. If it was Marco Bezzecchi or someone in front of him or Pedro Costa, he still would have had the exact same result. And he hates Barcelona.
Yeah, but he said he's hated a few tracks this year and he still won on them convincingly.
Yeah, but obviously that's one of those tracks.
Yeah.
It would have to be one of his worst tracks.
Well, it's just a weird track where there's just a lot of... there's a lot of stress on the front, and
Such a tie wear track.
Oh, I know.
It's actually in theory, it's a great track for MotoGP, and it's produced the best race of all time. But just the past 5 to 10 years, it just doesn't provide good racing in any mode.
Well, I think that's half the problem is the bikes; they're just too big as well.
And aero-y and just bullshit.
James Davidson.
Come on, that's ridiculous.
James Davidson, .52. Morbidelli legitimately deserves a race ban.
If he takes one more person out, he's got to be done, surely.
Yeah, F1 have this penalty point system and it's really cleaned up the sport. And I think that it's probably not a bad shout. I think he, and to be honest with you, I don't think he gives a flying fuck. He doesn't care.
Morbidelli.
Yeah.
He's like too airy-fairy cruisy.
Yeah, he is. He just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. And look, the racer in ya is but, dude, you're wrecking. These guys are traveling around the world and you're just doing stupid moves. Like that move on Quartararo in, was it Thailand
Indonesia?
Indonesia.
Yeah.
That was the worst move I think I've ever seen, apart from Aaron Canet Moto3, 2020. The worst move I've seen on a Grand Prix circuit. Just no one passed there all through the weekend, and you just apply this band's eye move.
He's done a few band's eyes.
Well,
and it's funny that the Rossi fans don't crack it at him.
La Familia. Nicholas.Pado. Will Gunter bring / bait a Netflix series MotoGP? We did touch on this.
He is the Bridget Goulding of F1 to MotoGP.
He's going to be... he's been pretty much sponsored by Dorna / Liberty Media, for this, we think. That's our hot take. He's been pushed into this position. I'm sure he wanted it, but maybe he's got some benefits himself.
Yeah, he's been to a couple MotoGP races over the years. But he's the bridge for it. It's obvious. It's so obvious.
Nicky D 3604. Has he changed his numbers?
Nicky D 3604.
Yeah, okay. MotoGP legends should race in Moto E. Dovi, Pedrosa, etc.
I love it. That's a great hot take. It would be kind of sad to watch those guys run around on e-bikes though. So I wouldn't want to see it.
If they wanted to grow the sport or the electric sport, that would be the only way to do it.
Yeah.
But you're right. It would be it'd be hard to convince them, but
yeah, just money would do it, I guess. But yeah, you're right. That's probably the best way to grow the sport, but it's not Moto E is not it. Everyone knows that.
Yamaha should have axed Rins, moved Jack to factory and signed David Alonso for Pramac.
Who said that?
Kyle _man3. Sorry, mate.
What was the question, sorry?
Kyle Mann. I'll just start again.
My autism couldn't handle the...
Yeah, other way around. So Kyle _ Man3, everyone. Yamaha should have axed Rins, moved Jack Miller to the factory team, and signed David Alonso for Pramac. Just on that, you know how many times you ask me questions it doesn't register in my brain?
Yeah, I know. It's actually... Bro, we're so cooked as humans. We're so cooked. Yeah. It's actually getting worse as I'm getting older.
Disability.
Did you say disability? You're gonna get the disability, but you get the disability pension.
We'll get the little hanging sticker.
We'll hang the blue sticker up here. Hang it off the Marcs. Okay, so there's only one person there's two people got an issue with that, and it's Alex Rins getting booted, and it's David Alonso getting told he has to go to Pramac Yamaha, some shitbox bike.
Yeah,
he's too good for that bike.
Yeah, I don't think he would have taken that deal anyway.
It's like Iagura didn't take the Honda.
Yeah.
They still weigh up their options if they know they're good enough. And David Alonso definitely knows he's good enough. And, that man is built for a Ducati or a Aprilia or something like that. Some European motorcycle.
Jim's mowing Queensland. I actually touched on this before. Pecco was always copying George's bike settings but can't copy Marc's now due to skill.
You reckon he was copying Jorge Martin's bike settings?
Well,
that's an accusation.
Well, I don't think... I mean, Jim's mowing Queensland's had some great hot takes over the years. I don't think he means like the settings of the bike. It's more the data. Analysing the data. And look, maybe changing the bike to suit that data as well. Maybe that, and if it works in your favour, it works in your favour. But I think... Jorge Martin rides a lot different to how Pecco Bagnaia rides. If anything, Jorge Martin rides a lot closer to what Marc Marquez rides. What data are they looking at? I assume it's just like braking, throttle. Yeah, turning. Yeah, it's like turning, like lean angles. Yeah, layman's terms. Yeah, I'm sure there's so much more complicated than that. Low hanging fruit. You know how hard they're on the throttle through each corner. Percentage brake. Yeah, I'm sure there's so much to it. Best Sparks _ Leon. Best track for MotoGP to go that's not on the calendar. Laguna Seca. For me. Yeah, that's called low hanging fruit. If I was going to pick anything else, I'd pick Donington. Yeah, I know you love those two circuits. They're classic tracks. I mean, there's a lot of tracks in my mind that I'd love to see them go, but they're just not safe enough, are they? I mean, people got so... it was such a big topic a couple of weeks ago about Balaton Park not being safe. But there's a lot of other tracks out there that are a lot less safe. And Suzuka would be a good one. Suzuka would be my number one. I mean, Donington, yes, it'd be a great circuit, but I don't think they would pass there. Laguna Seca would be a hard one to pass. Suzuka is probably the best one to try and pass. It's really interesting seeing them and why it would be dangerous. A classic crash on the weekend was Rins crashing at that corner, which is not the highest speed corner. It's a hairpin before the last two turns. Yeah. And he went flying into the air fence. Mm. It's amazing what, it doesn't need to be that high speed for them to go flying in, So, great question there, Sparks _ Leon. We've got another one of yours coming up in the Patreon app. Go on. All right, Mexican 17. Did you kill me? We all want Kelso to do well, but every race his butt is kicked. Does he need to be more aggressive? We had this conversation with him on the pod, and we said, what about your aggression? What's going to make you be more aggressive? And he said, if I came to Australia and raced in a local series, I would be the most aggressive rider out there, and I'd be probably race banned. That's what he said. Yeah. So it's a different level over there. It's a different level. He made some aggressive moves, but just at the pivotal moments, I think is just where he just... He is calm, calculated. I think when he rides at the back of the pack a lot of the times. He doesn't want to get into these battles. And I think that's why he would be so suited in a Moto2, because that's perfect Moto2. Well, David Alonso was a prime example of sitting back for the last 3 laps, and then you just turned it on. Yeah. It's just different classes, man. Yeah. That's MotoGP this week, James Shaw. Beautiful. So, San Marino's next weekend. It's in my time tree. Yep. San Marino's coming up. Beautiful. All right, we'll see you guys next weekend at same time, same day. Same time, same day. Very excited. Italian rounds are always good, mates.
Where,
It is, yeah.
It's going to be...
I love the track. It's one of my favourite tracks.
San Marino's right-handers are beautiful.
Right-handers, the last two corners I really love.
It's very inviting. We love an inviting corner.
Yeah. So
Moto3 is always a fucking
Bagnaia?
banger of a race there.
Bagnaia crashed there on the Pramac Ducati. You remember he ran over the
Yes, the tear-off.
tear-off. That was in 2021.
Yeah.
So,
It could have been maybe Jack Miller's tear-off.
that's autism right there, boys. Whose tear-off was it?
I'm pretty
All right,
sure.
we'll see you next week.